Right guys, question 3. Below is a map of the area surrounding City of London School, drawn to a scale of 1 to 12,500. Measure the route or the walking route indicated between the City Thames Link and the City of London School and complete the following. So here's the City Thames Link and there's the route to the City of London School. Now when you're doing questions which involve measurements, you have to be very careful of the units involved. So in this case we're dealing with millimeters, centimeters, meters, and later the actual length in real life. Now when measuring these, be careful with the ruler to measure these accurately, and when you do this you realize that the area here is actually 3, the length there is actually 3, the length there is actually 12, the length that you measure from there to there would be 30. Similarly, the length from there to there will also be 30. And finally, the length from here to there will be 29. Of course, there's some room for mistake, and so usually the answer will have a range of values, but what you should get is something like 104. Okay, and since you are measuring in millimeters, your answer to the first question is 104 millimeters. Going back to the question now, we've answered the first part, which is the length of the route on the map in millimeters is 104. Now the length of the route on the map in centimeters. Now to answer this question, you have to understand the relationship between millimeters, centimeters, and meters. In 1 meter, there is 100 centimeters and 1000 millimeters. If you were to go from a meter to centimeters, then you would have to multiply the 1 by 10. And if you were going from centimeters to millimeters, you would have to multiply the 1 by 100. And if you were going from centimeters to millimeters, you would have to multiply by 10. Similarly, if you wanted to go back from millimeters to meters, you'd have to divide by a total of 1000. And if you were to go from millimeters to centimeters, you would divide by just 10. So there's a very connected relationship between meters, centimeters, and millimeters. A handy way of remembering the difference is a century has 100 years. So centi, which is linked to century, will have 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Now, using this knowledge, if we look back at the question, the length of the route of the map in centimeters, then 104 millimeters will be 104 divided by 10 centimeters. So if we divide 104 by 10, the answer we get is 10.4 centimeters. Going to the next part of the question, the length of the route of the map in meters, then clearly to get from millimeters back to meters, we have to divide the millimeters by 1000. And if we do that, the answer we get is 0.104 meters. Alternatively, what you could do is divide the centimeters by 100. you know. But either way, the answer would be 0.104 meters. Now going to the next part of the question, which is usually the toughest for most students, is the real life walking route distance to the nearest 50 meters. Now, to answer this question, you need to understand the relationship between 1 millimeter on the map and the number of millimeters in actual life. Now, what we noticed was that on the map, the total distance is 0.104 meters, which is the same as all the units here. And we also know that the ratio between 1 meter on the map and 1 meter and the distance between the route in real life is 12,500. In other words, we can say for every 1 meter walked on the map, this is equivalent to walking 12,500 meters in real life. But we only have 0.104 meters here. So the equivalent distance in real life will be 0.104 multiplied by 12500. And this, when you work it out, is 1300. Now, if you're having trouble with the calculation, I would recommend that you review the videos on long multiplication and decimal place.